You're listening to Asharam Radio.
And we are back with the one and only Ifeanyi Kalu in the studio. welcome. How are you feeling, Ifeanyi Kalu?
I'm good.
It's so good to see you. You look great. It's giving Odogu. Love that for you.
Thank you. I'm trying to put my culture.
Okay, so just before you came on, we were playing a game with Saharians, and we told them that they should let us know 3 movies that you've been in, as well as your characters' names in those movies. And the person, or I think we're picking 1 or 2 people who get them correctly, but we have to verify because there are some people that are going to say you were David in Mountain of Fire.
What if
Ministry.
I don't remember myself?
No, you have to remember. There's a lot riding on this. You have to remember.
Oh, boy,
but do you want us to go through a few first?
Sure, why not? We can.
Okay, so James said that you acted in a movie called Black Friday. True or false? Black Friday. James.
I don't know. I don't know if James is correct or not.
James might not be correct because he said that in Black Friday you were Morris.
So the thing is, I have been plethora, right? And not every film is memorable. You get what I mean? So, yeah, he could be correct, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay. Let's try 3 more and see.
All right.
Were you Thomas in Adire?
Yes, I was Thomas in Adire.
Wow. You see how quickly he claimed that?
Yeah, I was Thomas in Adire, so I know.
Okay. Were you Timileyin in School Run?
Timileyin. Yes, I think I remember that one. Yes, because I remember the name of the movie, School Run. Yeah. So,
What was Timileyin?
Timileyin was, who was Timileyin in the film?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the father of a young pretty daughter who was kidnapped. Yeah.
Okay.
Did this person get it?
Yeah, I think the person got it. Congratulations to you, James. Okay, so let's try, because I'm seeing some people, they even took it far. Not only did they write the name of the movie, they wrote the year in which you acted it.
I know the year. Count me out.
So, do you remember being in a movie called Kokoma in 2012?
Yeah.
What was your name in the movie?
Usen.
Yeah, applause for Esther.
Kokoma was one of the first movies I did, in Nollywood. So of course, and those were the guys, the producers were one of the people that pushed me out into industry.
So you really got your start around
the
time that you did Kokoma.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Kokoma was 2012, and then in 2013, were you GT?
Yes, I was GT
what movie?
In Lagos Cougars, right?
Okay. Let's go one more year. 2024.
Okay.
You were this person didn't put your character's name and surname. They mean you today.
2024. Oh yeah.
Eke Agbai. That was your name in a movie allegedly called Perfect Union. True or false?
Very true.
Very.
Eke Agbai, Perfect Union, directed by Pat Obrey. Yeah.
Extra points to SRN because he even remembered the director's names. This is amazing. So, we're talking about feeling forward today on the show, right? And, of course, you've been a great Nollywood actor. If you weren't an actor, what would you have been?
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I probably would have been a tech guy because I studied computer science in school. And I tried to, follow that path, but it just didn't work. So entertainment is just my thing. I don't think I would have been a successful tech guy. I would have done it well, don't get me wrong, but, I just did not find fulfillment in doing that. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey as an actor because it's interesting. How do you go from computer science to Nollywood actor?
No, I didn't go from computer science to Nollywood actor. I've always had entertainment in my blood, okay? But then I had to go to school. Every parent's dream would be that, children go to school, but I had to just go to school. But even while I was in school, so I didn't start off as an actor in the entertainment space. I started off as a model. Not runway, but TV commercials, on the dailies, leaflets, and all of that. That was how I started. I remember back then we used to, move from one advertising agency to the other, just trying to get jobs and all. Yeah, so along the line, of course, I knew if I was good as a TV commercial model, of course, I would be good as an actor.
True.
Yeah, so my sister introduced me to a producer. This producer was a friend. God bless her for helping me out. MMA Song. So MMA Song had, or she still has, a film institute or a film academy. It's called Royal Arts Academy. So I had to enroll in that academy, and I was auditioned for one of the roles that the academy was, pushing forward at the time, and that was how I started. I got the role, and then we shot a series. This was far back, not far back, but let's say 2010, 2011. We shot a series then, and right after the series was when we did Kokoma. So that was how come I could remember Kokoma, because it was pivotal in my journey as an actor. So that was how it started, and then right after Kokoma, we did Lagos Cougars.
Oh yes, following
So
each
you
other.
see, exactly. So that was how I got into the movie industry, and to be honest, it wasn't a difficult journey. You know how many people say, I suffered. I didn't suffer.
Wow. No grace to grass story for us.
Yeah, there's a grace to grass story as a model.
Okay.
Yeah, because I trekked. I was under the sun.
I'm very happy to hear that, because again, remember, today's topic is failing forward, and you can't really fail forward unless you have failed at some point. And I like that you're an Nollywood actor, and Nollywood has had, it's come a long way from the times that we were saying, get out of here, you stink with poverty. And now we're doing, full cinematic, cinemas are packed full when there's a big movie coming out. But the industry has faced a lot of setbacks along the way, and you've been a part of some of that. So I want to know, how do you personally view the concept of failing forward in the industry?
For me personally, I think that you are not gonna be so much of a success if there are no certain failures that you have experienced along the way. Nollywood, for example, there were times when we were big on DVDs, and then we had the issue of piracy, which was big. And after that, period of time, we had an advance in technology, because we started having VOD platforms, that's video on demand, the likes of, Iroko and the rest, which kind of phased out the whole DVD era. So if we had challenges with piracy and DVD, we had to sit back and think, okay, how do we scale through this hurdle? How do we scale through this challenge? And that was what birthed video on demand platforms. So that's just one aspect of, failing forward in the industry. There are several other aspects. Recently, we've had, such challenges as the big wigs leaving the system, like Prime and Netflix, So now everyone is thinking, what do we do? But in general, right, there is always a way out. So when we have these setbacks, it doesn't and it shouldn't mean that's the end of the road. All we have to do is go back, re-strategize. Okay, so how do we overcome this challenge? Because trust me, film has come to stay.
It has. It
has come to stay. So yeah, that's just
Yeah, no, I really love that, because again, someone earlier in the show, we were getting comments from people, and someone had mentioned profoundly that the whole point of failing forward is that you can't fail forward unless you fail and stand up. So if you fail and you just, because again, you said, if the industry said piracy is a big issue, okay, let's scrap it since they want to be stealing. It wouldn't be where we are today.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm very interested in your hustle modeling days. So I wonder if you could share a personal experience where a setback in either your modeling career or your acting career that turned into an important lesson for you that you probably still hold till today, or was responsible for some major growth or success in your life. I and everyone listening would love to hear it.
My sister, there are many, but I'm just gonna say one. Okay, so as a model, then I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names of brands here, but I'm just gonna skip that part. The way it worked then was models had agents, right? So I'm signed with a particular agent that would help me source for jobs. So this agent, what she does or what he does is reaches out to the models and says, there's an audition at so place. You have to be here. So on this fateful day, it was an audition for a big telecoms, organization. And it was good money back then. You get it? So I was staying in Festac at the time. I went from Festac. I left the house, I think 6 a.m. Went to VI. Of course, I was jumping bus. went to VI. The audition, hadn't started. I think I got there probably past 7 or so. The audition hadn't started, but there was a lot of the crowd was a huge crowd. You get it? More than 1,000 people. On Adiola or Deco.
At 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m.
That is
Trust
something.
me. So they were trying to see how they could organize, everyone so it doesn't, everywhere doesn't look like, really crowded and all. So they were like, group yourselves in hundreds, So some of you stay in this spot, go to this place, and all of that. Well, we did that, and I realized that we stayed in a particular location where they had said go and stay at that place for over 5 hours, 6 hours. What's happening?
In one spot?
Yeah, in one spot.
Oh
We were
my
there for
God.
like 6 hours. So then we had a leader of our group who said, let's march to this office and go and ask them what's happening. For us to get to the office and they tell us, look, we've gotten the people that we wanted.
And they didn't inform anyone?
No, they didn't inform anyone.
That is insane.
But I just said to myself, I left my house this morning. This is about 7 p.m., 7:30. No, I'm going to be here. I want to know what's going to happen. And then every other person just thought, let's do the same. So we stayed there and waited till these guys were like, okay, if you guys want to come in, okay, just come in. Now, long and short of it is, I got that job.
After they had found a person? What?
After they needed about 10 people, right? They had gotten the 10 people. Okay, but it was just a thing of, these people, they've stayed here for so long, Of course, at that time, a lot of people had gone back home, so we were just a few people left who just decided, let's stay. So they just thought to themselves, these guys have stayed here for, the resilience and all of that. Let's just, how they say, let's just do it, They probably wouldn't still get the job.
Yes.
But I did it and I got the job.
That is
Out of over 1,000 people, I was...
From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I'm telling you.
Wow, so that was a lesson in perseverance and resilience for you.
Absolutely.
Since then, have you had to wait from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for an audition?
No.
Oh, thank God. That was interesting. I'm so excited to see the questions that are going to come up from Saharians in the comment section, because to be honest, that's the thing. Most people were discouraged, and with good reason. They've even come out to let you know that it's done and it's dusted. But it just goes to show that sometimes, even when, they say that when they close the door, you break it down. Exactly. So congratulations to you for breaking that down.
Thank you.
Now, so my thing is, sometimes people view failure as a major setback, and they can conflate failing at something to becoming a failure in and of themselves. And we know that as a creative, sometimes, like we see, I've seen some behind the scenes of various movies being filmed, and you see they do take 1, take 2, take 3, essentially, because it wasn't maybe what a director or a producer wanted. Yeah. And that lets us know that in the creative industry, failure is almost a certain part of the creative process. So what can people that are emerging in, besides even just the creative industry, how can people maybe get a more comfortable approach with failing in their own lives without necessarily conflating it into something that they have now become, that, because I have failed so many times, because I have to do take 1, take 2, take 3 on my life, on my job, on my career, how can I let myself know that this is just me failing and not that I am a failure?
I think it was, I don't know, but I think it was Thomas Edison that said, I've only found out how many times it won't work, as opposed to, failing at what I'm trying to do. So for me, and it's a perfect example when you use film to illustrate your question. In film, there are many takes, and different directors have their style of filming. Some do a lot of takes, some don't. But the idea of doing so many takes or having multiple takes is because you want to get the right shot, or you want to get the scene perfect the way you want it to be. So for me, it's always been I would only be a failure if I stop trying. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if I fail at something today, it means I have to go back and strategize. Like I said earlier, why did I fail at it? So let me come back better. Let me come back stronger. Let me come back better prepared. So aside entertainment to film in life, generally, it's about okay. Um, every experience is a lesson. Okay, so I'm never gonna have the mindset of not being able. But then also there ought to be the balance. And what's the balance? Knowing what your purpose is, because you can fail at something because you are not meant to be doing it.
Exactly. You were
And
meant to feel like
yeah,
that.
you are meant to fail at it. And all the same, it still reroutes you back to success because there is another level of it, which is you can succeed at something you're not supposed to be doing, which means there would be less impact.
Yes.
You get, so there ought to be um a balance, if you understand what I mean.
I
So
understand.
we should never think that because we failed at something, that's the end of it. Yeah, that's
Sure.
why we are alive. So every day is an opportunity to live right and be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really profound. I really love that. You have to
Thank
get
you.
back up. It's not over until it's over.
Yes, so
Yes. So at Sahara here, we
Yeah.
have a motto. It's called "We're mad." Not insane.
no, I understand.
Exactly.
I
We're
get it.
making a
get it.
difference, right?
But can I go on the street and just tell people you're mad without
Yes.
explaining?
No. Of course, anything that happens, you have our backing.
I'll hold Sahara
You hold us
responsible.
responsible.
They said to tell you guys you are mad.
Yeah. Well, our mad here isn't the insanity mad,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Absolutely.
Our
I
mad
understand.
essentially means that we are making
A
a
difference.
difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if you were to propose, again, making a difference is something, like you said earlier, if you're succeeding at the right thing, then it's going to make an impact.
Yes.
And the whole point of making a difference is that impact is felt years to come.
Mhm.
So if you were to propose an innovation for the next 50 years that would make a difference in the filmmaking industry, what do you think that would be? And if it's, maybe it might not be a set idea, it might even just be like a philosophy that you think, if it's held now, in the next 50 years, might revolutionize the industry. I know I'm asking you.
Yeah, I know. So, philosophy, yeah, that's good, but there are stronger issues that I believe need to be dealt with. And first off, we need more cinemas in Nigeria.
Yes.
we
agree.
need more cinemas in Nigeria, because then we have to drive the culture of cinema. Because we have to give people the opportunity to see our movies. Okay, and having these cinemas, the what you pay, the price to watch, or rather, what's it called? Yeah, the ticket money or whatever, should be also highly subsidized. Because people are not able to see, the people that we want to see our movies are not seeing our movies. All right,
Yes.
that's one part of it. The other part is the filmmakers need to make money.
True.
Okay, so if I spend hundreds of millions in production, why should my movie be seen by just a few people? And at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to make my money back.
Very true.
Right? So I believe, one aspect that can drive, the culture of cinema would be more people coming into the space to invest and say, okay, let's create cinemas. That's one. The second would be, okay, so we have the issue of, Netflix and Prime pulling out.
Definitely.
So why can't we have our own platform, all right, that owned by Nigerians?
A homegrown,
Yeah,
streaming
absolutely,
platform.
a homegrown streaming platform owned by us, whether it's government driven or private sector, whatever. Because now, if I make a movie and no one is going to buy it, I've lost a lot of money.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
yeah. Then also, one more thing I'd like to add would be, so recently myself and a few of my friends have been working on an AI-driven tool to help filmmakers simplify the process of production, from storytelling to pre-production, production itself, and post-production. So this is a tool that would enhance filmmakers, ability to tell the right stories. So all you do is, just in summary, give us what you've written as your story, and then this tool will help correct certain errors and all, and lapses that your story might have, and then also help in scheduling and all of that. So we can have people come in and say, okay, we want to support this. How can we further drive this ideas? So these are some of the innovations I think will help.
That is, I was even thinking you would tell the industry to aspire and perspire, but these are actual things that can be done today that truly, if we, for example, if you did have a streaming platform today, in 50 years, Netflix Prime would be almost obsolete because we have our own. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I have just one more question, Ifeanyi, before I release you to the general Sahara audience. So please put your comments and your questions. If you have any questions for Ifeanyi Kalu to answer before he goes, please put them in the chat box so that we can attend to them swiftly and quickly. But my final question to you today is, if you were to inspire the next generation of filmmakers and storytellers, what would your advice be?
It would be find I'd like to say this, find your beauty. And what that means is, as filmmaking is an art, and art should appeal first to you before it appeals to anybody. All right. I know there are people who think differently, but how can you tell someone that, oh, this was what inspired this film that I have done, if it didn't appeal to you first of all? So filmmaking is an inspiration. So find beauty. Don't try to do what everybody's doing, because then you'd lose yourself. You won't have a definition of who you are as a filmmaker, whether an actor, a director, whatever. So basically it will just be find beauty in what you do and tell your story. All right. And then if you fail along the way, know that failing in itself can be beauty. All right. There are ways you can turn things around, and what was meant to be a disaster becomes what is really beautiful.
I love that. That's so poetic. Failing can be beauty. We haven't heard that today. I really love that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. So we have a couple questions.
Okay.
The chat box really wants to. They've loved hearing from you so far. So they have some hard-hitting, serious questions for. I hope you're ready. I hope you're not scared.
God will help.
Even if you're scared, you are here. All right. So we have a question from James Adesulu. And James says, one of the features of failing forward is learning from the failure and also helping to make sure that others do not have to make the same mistakes. Yeah. As a very well-established name in the movie industry, are there projects you are championing to ensure people don't have to spend several hours waiting around for an audition?
No.
Okay.
So the thing is, these things have been so simplified. So as an actor, I get people call, and I don't have to physically attend an audition. I just do a self tape, comfort of my home, record myself and send. So, and then there are also scenarios where you have to be physically present, because then we have to. But to answer that question, I hope I'm answering it correctly. I don't think that's much of an issue right now. Really, we really do not have long queues.
People don't queue for auditions anymore.
No, because before you get to that stage of seeing the filmmakers or producers or directors physically, they would have screened, virtually, saying if you're able to, if you fit into the brief, let's call you. If you don't, so.
Oh, so innovation has already happened.
Yes, it has.
So
you're
off the hook for not having an initiative to prevent queues. Okay, we have one final question from Edikan Felix. Felix says, you have acted different roles in different movies. Has there been a time where you realized you were behaving in reality as one of the characters you portrayed in a movie?
I think people do not understand that the number one set of people who need therapy are actors.
Okay.
Because you're different people, especially when you're an actor who you know what you're doing.
Yes.
All right, you know how to get into character and stay there. For the duration of shoot. Sometimes it's difficult to get out of it.
Oh.
And when you pick these little traits from every movie,
Yes.
you become a confused person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it takes a process. It takes a while to just I need to, and that's why I'd advise actors. I've made the same mistake. Fuming almost. Every other time.
Everything
It
merges
just,
together.
Yeah.
My sincere sympathies. with them. I'm so sorry, GT. I'm so sorry, Ifeanyi. So sorry.
So yeah, it's happened, with me when I've had to, consciously tell myself, look, I'm done. I'm done with being this person. I have to be myself again, So that's a different whole conversation for another day.
Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. This has been so wonderful.
Thank
We're
you for having
so
me.
happy that you've come to talk
Thank you
with us
for
today.
having me.
Thank
you so
much.
Thank you.
Okay. And we are back. Before we release the great Ifeanyi Kalu from the studios, being mad means making a difference. And in Sahara, we want to see what kind of difference Ifeanyi can make on our dartboard. So, these are the stakes. If he gets the red dot in the middle, it means he's the maddest of the mad. If he gets the second circle, he's slightly mad. And if he does not get it at all, his sanity is completely intact. So, Ifeanyi, are you ready? Okay. 3 tries. Let's go. Oh, his sanity is there. Okay, let's get madder, Ifeanyi. Let's get madder. We can do this. 2. Hey, closer. We are on the board now. Very soon, we are going to get it. Oh, well, we've done our best. We love that you showed us your madness today.
Tune in to Asharam Radio this Friday and every other Friday. Asharam Radio.
You're listening